Hello everyone, today we will be solving this question called 132 pattern. So in this question I have to basically check in a given array of integers if a 132 pattern exists in my array. So from 132 pattern what we mean? We mean that we have three indexes I, j and k given in order such that I is less than j and j is less than k, such that the number at j is greater than number at I and number at k, and my number at k should be greater than the number at I. So basically it's like 132 pattern. That means my smallest number is on the left side and my largest number is in the middle, and my second smallest is on the right side of the middle number. So we can solve this in order n cube or order n square, but today we will look at how we can solve this question in order n. So let's jump into an example. So this is an example where I have an array containing the elements 10, 15, 10, 11, 8, 9, 13, 7 and 6. I have mapped them over here just for visualization purposes. So the intuition here is to look around the local maximas. So as you can see, my local maximas can behave like 3 in my 132 pattern. Here I have 3 maximas. First is 13, then I have 11, then I also have 15. Okay, so what I do is basically I'll iterate my array from right to left, and I'll keep a stack, and I'll also keep a variable called var2. So what my var2 will have is my potential 2 in my 132 pattern, and my stack will contain the potential 3s and the potential 2s of my 132 pattern. So let's jump into how we can solve it. So starting from the right side of the array, at first I encounter 6. So if my stack is empty, I simply push 6 into my array, into my stack. So I push 6 into my stack, then I go to 7. Now I see that my 7 is greater than 6, so I no longer need 6 in my stack, and I'll pop 6 and update my var2. My var2 will initially be initialized to a very small number, let's say int min, and I'll take var2 as maximum of top of the stack and var2. So my var2 now becomes 6, and I push 7 into the stack. Now I come to 13. Now 13 is also greater than the top of the stack, so what I do is that I pop the top of the stack and update my var2 if it can be updated. Yes, it can be updated because 7 is greater than 6, and then I finally put my 13 in the stack. Then I encounter 9. So whenever I look at a new number, I always see if that number is less than my var2. If that number is less than my var2, that means my 132 pattern has been found. The reason is because in my stack I will always have a number which is greater than my var2. I will always have a number which is greater than var2, and while iterating the array from right to left, if I find any number which is less than my var2, that means my 132 pattern has been found. So the whole idea is to keep var2 as close to my s3, as close to my 3 in my 132 pattern. So that means my var2 should be as close to the maximum value which is currently in the stack. Okay, so let's continue further. If 9 is less than the top of the stack, I'll simply put it into the stack because it can be my potential 2 and 3 later. Then I come to 8. So 8 can also go into the stack since it is less than the top of the stack. Then I come to 11. Now see, 11 is my local maxima here. Okay, so I'll keep popping from the stack till my 11 is greater than the top of the stack, and I'll update my var2. So I'll pop 8. You see 8 is greater than 7, so I'll update my var2 to 8. Then I will pop 9 as well, and I'll update my var2 as 9. Now nothing can be popped because 11 is less than the top of the stack, so I'll put it into my stack. Now you see my stack has two potential s3s, 11 and 13, and my var2 has been updated to 9, and 9 is just less than 11. So when I come to 10, is my 10 less than 9? No, it's greater. That means 132 pattern has still not been found. So 10 is less than 11, so I'll simply put this into the stack. Now when I encounter 15, what I do is I'll pop 10 and update my var2. Okay, so my var2 now becomes 10. I'll pop my 11 as well and update my var2 as 11. I'll pop 13 as well because 13 is also less than 15 and update my var2 as 13. Okay, now I can push 15 because there is nothing in the stack. Let me clear the stack. Let me erase a bit. I'll put 15 here now. Now when I come to 10, now you see my 10 is less than var2. So my condition has been met. So my 132 pattern has been found where 10 is my 1 in my 132 pattern, 15 is my 3 in my 132 pattern, and 13 is my 2 in the 132 pattern. So you see, whatever my 3 is, it will always be in my stack. 15 was in my stack, and my var2 is a variable which is just less than my potential 3. So out of all the elements to the right of 15, 13 is that element which is just less than 15, right? So had instead of 10 even 12 was there, let's suppose instead of 10 12 was there, still my 132 pattern would have been formed from 12, 15 and 13. So that's the reason why we keep 13 as close to as large as possible, as close to my potential 3. So let's look at how we can code this. So basically, if my nums dot size is less than equal to 2, then I simply return false because there are only 2 elements. Okay, then what I do is I keep my s2 variable initialized to int min, then I keep a stack of integers. Then what I do is I iterate my nums array. Now what I do is that if my s2 is greater than the current number that I'm looking at, then I simply return true. Else what I do that I'll keep popping from the stack while it's not empty, while my stack is not empty, and the top of my stack is less than the number that I'm looking at. So while this is true, I'll keep popping from my stack and updating my s2. I will take the maximum of s2 and stack dot top, and then I pop the element from stack, and finally I will push the current element to the stack. And if all of this for loop executes without me finding a 132 pattern, I'll return false. So that's the algorithm here basically. Okay guys, thanks for watching.